Beneath the rolling surface where sunlight fades to black, humanity sent its steel beasts to explore the silent unknown. The abyss waited, cold and ancient, holding memories of Earth long before man stood upright. Every mission below 10,000 feet was more than exploration, it was confrontation with the planet's deepest secrets. The first glimpse came through a trembling camera feed, flickering as if hesitant to reveal the truth. The water shimmered with an eerie glow, tracing the outline of something vast moving beyond the sub's lights. The crew whispered questions, but silence swallowed every sound that left their lips. Pressure gauges tightened, creaking under the monstrous weight of miles of ocean. The sonar ping echoed unnaturally, bouncing off structures no geological record had ever described. A forest of spires rose from the seafloor, metallic, angular, and humming faintly like a colossal prison breathing below. The captain ordered the lights dimmed. Out of the darkness, patterns of light began to shake across the seabed, synchronized, intentional. It was like language, something ancient carved into motion, as if the abyss itself were trying to speak through electromagnetic whispers. When they drew closer, cameras captured shadows with movement that evaded logic. Limbs, or conduits, curled and stretched into fog-like clouds. Their texture was neither flesh nor metal, but something in between, as though evolution had secretly continued far beyond the edge of known biology. The control room back on the surface watched in silence as one of the submarine's feeds abruptly cut to static. The remaining crew called out repeatedly, but only static screams answered. Somewhere miles below, the deep had decided to respond to human intrusion. In later analysis, scientists reviewed slowed footage frame by frame. Between bursts of digital distortion, a pattern emerged, circular runes of light spinning around the sub before vanishing. No known marine species could manipulate light with intention like that. This wasn't bioluminescence, it was communication or warning. An expert in geomagnetism noted sudden distortions in Earth's field exactly where the submarine vanished. Instruments claimed an anomaly the size of a city briefly appeared, then compressed into nothing. Yet seismic sensors registered a pulse, one beat, like a single heartbeat from beneath the crust. Survivors from the sister vessel returned pale and trembling, their words incoherent. One whispered that the sea had eyes, enormous, lidless, reflecting instruments back like memories of other intruders from centuries past. No one dared to record their testimonies publicly. Research halted, but data leaked. Sonar files showed repetitive frequencies resembling human rhythmic patterns, as if a hymn pulsed through the pressure. Some compared it to chants recorded in old shipwreck black boxes, long before sonar existed. Months later, when another unmanned probe descended into the same trench, it captured temperatures inconsistent with physics, zones warmer than molten rock layered beside freezing plains. Such thermal contradiction hinted at an internal energy source, maybe biological, or something far worse. In those black canyons, the camera spotted formations resembling doorways carved into basalt. They were symmetrical, almost architectural, hinting at intention. What purpose could such structures serve in absolute darkness, and who, or what, crafted them? Back at the lab, technicians played a recovered audio file recorded just before transmission loss. It was a low vibration, unbroken, like machinery grinding in a cathedral. A voice engineer reported harmonics that aligned with human speech frequencies, though no words were discernible. The government sealed all related archives under national security protocols. But whispers persisted from insiders claiming electromagnetic events during the mission shifted atmospheric currents, even influencing surface weather patterns for days. The sea had answered, and the sky bore witness. Decades of exploration maps showed that certain deep trenches were never successfully revisited. Every submersible equipped with advanced sonar failed at specific coordinates, losing power as if something drained energy directly from their circuitry. Technology bowed to the organic intelligence of the abyss. Fishermen along distant coasts began reporting strange carcasses washing ashore, creatures with transparent bones glowing faintly under night light. Authorities dismissed them as decomposed cephalopods, but locals whispered that the sea was spitting out its rejected experiments. Scientists from private expeditions returned with data suggesting the presence of deep resonance frequencies beneath oceanic plates, as though the Earth itself hummed. Their equipment often overheated inexplicably, as if overwhelmed by an unrecorded power source pulsing just out of range. During one dive in the Pacific Ridge, the submersible's robotic arm brushed against a metallic surface buried under sediment. The sample resembled no known alloy, its atomic structure arranged in perfect hexagonal symmetry, self-repairing when scratched. Nature, it seemed, had evolved machines. When light levels were reduced to near darkness, the seafloor revealed living architecture, creatures forming bridges, walls, and spiraling towers with rhythmic flickers. They reacted to sonar like nerves responding to pain. The abyss wasn't just habitat, it was organism. The crew recorded oxygen fluctuations too structured to be random. It was as if the surrounding water was breathing, slow and deliberate. They were no longer visitors, they were inside something colossal and alive. Once again, recording ceased mid-breath. This time, a final visual fragment showed the submarine tilting as a shadow rose beneath, massive, fluid, and infinite. Light reflected briefly off its surface, revealing symbols that matched prehistoric carvings found far inland. Historians compared those symbols to markings from ancient flood legends. Words describing the mouth of the deep appeared across unconnected civilizations. Perhaps humanity had met this abyss before, when waters consumed entire worlds and legends became whispered prayers. Backed by oil exploration vessels, governments silently banned surveying that trench entirely. Satellite images blurred privately, a handful of researchers continued decoding the sonar recordings. They discovered intervals that mimicked the human heartbeat at irregular rhythms. It wasn't coincidence, it was imitation, or perhaps invitation. Then, one night, every hydrophone across the Pacific registered a pulse identical to the missing submarine's last signal. It was answered moments later by another from the Atlantic. The Earth's oceans, separated by continents, were speaking across time and trench. Oceanographers began speculating about a network beneath the crust, tunnels where energy and impulse traveled faster than sound. Could the oceans themselves be a circulatory system of the planet, carrying not water, but consciousness? Classified report surfaced online briefly before deletion. It mentioned formation shifts in deep basalt layers corresponding exactly to neural activity patterns. If true, the ocean floor wasn't solid ground, it was a thinking mass lying beneath continents. Witnesses near old naval bases swore that night tides began to glow faintly, their patterns almost pulsating with coded rhythm. The military dismissed it as natural phosphorescence, but the timing, exactly at midnight, was a signal received, not chance. In quiet interviews, submarine veterans spoke of dreams syncing with sonar logs, visions of a colossal form turning far below, its awareness grazing the edge of human thought. They wondered if diving deep enough allowed the brain to touch the planet's mind. When humanity stared too long into the deep, something ancient stirred back. It wasn't malicious, only aware, and perhaps waiting for our return. The trench became a living archive of what we weren't meant to know. Geologists noted that in the weeks following every major deep-sea event, global magnetic flux subtly shifted. Compasses spun near coastlines, birds migrated off-course. The ocean's breath seemed to ripple through the air itself, as though testing its reach. In controlled labs, ocean samples from those depths still reacted when exposed to electrical currents, producing tonal frequencies too structured for chemistry alone. Scientists now avoid the question of origin, they simply store it in silence. The final recovered transmission from the abyss was brief, only 4 seconds of muffled vibration, followed by a low human whisper repeating the words, "It watches." No one has since dared to descend that deep again. As waves crash upon silent shores tonight, the abyss still moves beneath, unseen but aware. Those submarines that never returned might not be lost, they might still be drifting in the pulse of something that calls itself the Earth.